So while everyone and their dog right now on the internet are looking at DJI's new camera gimbal offering, the DJI Pocket 2, we thought we'd be a little bit different and check out the Snoppa VMate Gimbal Camera because we are pretty edgy like that. And they also asked us, so there's that too. The Snoppa VMate Gimbal Camera is pretty much what it says on the tin. It's a little device that has a camera housed inside of a gimbal on the end of a small control box. Now the control box, or stick as I'm going to call it moving forward, has a small screen to preview what you're actually shooting, but that's about it. It's fully touchscreen, giving off GoPro type vibes, and is very intuitive with its menu system. I not once felt like I was getting lost in miles and miles of complex menus. When you're on the previewing window, swipe right to left and you can center the gimbal, and swiping left to right opens up the function menu where you can choose between video, photo, panoramic, time-lapse, slow motion, night shot, and so on. From bottom to top brings up the quality menu where you can select a resolution of up to 4K at 60 frames per second or 240 frames per second if you're recording at 1080p on the slow motion mode. You've also got video codec options and in greater detail, the calibration of the gimbal, storage options, the preview window, and the direction of the movement for the gimbal. Lastly, from top to bottom brings up your overall gimbal movement settings, which include FPV, full motion, lock position from left to right pans only, and more. For the most of the time though, I must admit I did use the FPV mode. Down the left hand side is a small rubber door where your micro SD card goes, and down the right you can find the record button which doubles up as power. Hold down to turn on the gimbal camera and a single click to record once you're on the preview screen. And what's nice about the Snoppa VMate is the fact that there's no balancing involved like you'd find on bigger DSLR size gimbals. Everything just works and really it's ready to go straight away. So the whole thing is made to be very lightweight, which I will get into a moment. The handle itself has a soft rubbery texture to it so you can easily grip it. Now I would have liked that handle to be a little bigger so it's easier to hold rather than scrunching my fingers up around such a small device, but I felt safe when whipping it around to capture a shot. There is a wrist strap loop on the bottom just in case you do drop it, and everything is well within reach from using it with one hand. One decent thing here though is the fact that the protective case comes in two parts, and the base section doubles up as a mobile phone clip so you can connect your mobile phone to the unit itself and use the phone to hold while you film. There is a partner app available for when you do this, and the clip itself is extremely sturdy and I had no reservations about it falling off while in use. Now do be aware though that if you've got a case on your phone already, this will have to come off. The actual secondary case slots over the top of the first, but from the top to protect the gimbal. Now, it's made from plastic so it won't protect it from great heights, but it will certainly stop the lens from getting scratched. It's the most fiddly thing I think in terms of cases that I've had to put together too. It took me so many attempts to get the top case to marry up with the bottom mobile phone clip case section. The lens itself is an 80-degree wide-angle lens. The Snoppa VMate is being branded as the vlogger's best friend, and I am inclined to really agree with this. Now, not only can you film what's in front of you, you can also film yourself with a click of a button. You can, if your vlogging desires, film both simultaneously as well. There's also this dual microphone feature as well that does well in reducing noise from your video. It doesn't completely cut out background noise though, but it does in all fairness do a great job. Now what more, the VMate app can also sync up your audio from your phone's audio recording features, which means you can use Bluetooth microphones, headsets, and even a small lavalier microphone as well. And lastly, you TikTok users out there can film in vertical filming too, as the gimbal offers 90-degree turning features. Just rotate the lens and you're ready to go. And if you want to put the Snoppa down, the gimbal offers face tracking too. So in terms of the quality of the video though, for a gimbal of this size, which uses your phone as a controller, it was pretty impressive to say the least. Most of my testing was done, I will say, using the 4K at 24 frames per second quality, and for the most part, footage does look crisp. There was a bit of an oddity with the sky though, as it kept colour shifting depending on sunlight and what I was aiming at on the ground. Now at one moment it looked bright blue and the next it had lost all of its colour and rendered white. Another issue I faced was with the autofocus, especially in the selfie mode. Now I drew a box around my face so the gimbal could track me as a subject, and it tried to focus hunt between, switching between myself and the background. This was the only time though that the autofocus lost me. But there were also a couple of times I was walking and filming and it lost focus as well. Now saying that, it did quickly find it again though. which was great. Subject tracking also lost me when something broke the line of sight between myself and the VMate, and when I went out of frame and came back in, it just couldn't detect me again. And lastly, the footage recorded seemed to cut out and come back in again. It might be down to the fact that the Snoppa VMate couldn't keep up with the data recording or even the rapid movements of the head, but when there was any fast movement, it glitched and came back in again once everything slowed down. It was very odd, and I couldn't really find any answer for it during my testing. But to be perfectly honest with you, I was pushing it to the limit a bit. The Snoppa VMate is actually a quality bit of kit that keeps your mobile footage looking nice and smooth, even when running, and it definitely beats footage from just hand holding your phone anyway. The quality is definitely on par with an action cam, and you're not going to be filming your next Hollywood blockbuster on one of these things, but you can certainly get some decent home movie type footage. The camera can hit a maximum of 240 FPS too at 1080p, and I was pretty impressed with the quality of the slow motion. Do be aware though that under certain lighting you will get that flickering effect that you might notice from that slow motion social media video that you see people sharing. For audio though, and it's a shame to say this, it's not the best, and the dual microphone setup reduced the background noise, but it also muffled my voice quite a lot when speaking to the camera when comparing it to my Google Pixel 4 XL, and in post I have had to raise the volume of my voice on the dual microphone recording. Now granted, I wasn't in the loudest environments, and seeing we're in lockdown, I had to stick to my garden, but I wasn't impressed with the audio quality that I managed to capture with my voice. Show you the quality of the VMate microphone. This is just a test to see how that sounds when I'm talking directly to the camera. So just running that same test again with the mobile phone microphone, just to show you the quality of this microphone. The Snoppa VMate, as I said before, is a pretty decent product for any budding vlogger or TikTok influencer, as long as you're not capturing audio through the gimbal itself, as the microphone was pretty weak. Also, the fact that they have thought about vertical video as opposed to just horizontal 16:9 video is a decent touch, and really made the Snoppa VMate a flexible item when trying to get the perfect shot. A big letdown for me though were the glitches in fast moving action. Now for smooth movement it was fine, but if you wanted to get a little crazy and start whipping it around, then you're going to miss some action. I especially love the ability to hook it up to your mobile phone, as on its own it's a small piece of kit, but with my Pixel 4 XL I had a decent amount to hold on to. Thank you very much for checking out our video review of the Snoppa VMate Gimbal Camera. If you enjoyed this video, then do hit that like button. Please subscribe to keep up with our latest tech and gaming videos, and also let us know in the comments down below if you would pay £269 for one of these, or you would go for something like the DJI Pocket 2, which is being touted all over YouTube at the moment. Let us know in the comments below. Also, while you're down there, there is a link to our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/TechNuovo. We play games and chill out on a Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday from 8:30 PM onwards British time. So if you have a question about tech, you want to watch us play some games, or you want to come and talk about games, or just want to come and ask us general questions, then come over and join the conversation on Twitch. As I said, thanks very much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.